A common ground must be created in order to allow your lower self and your higher self to meet somewhere in the middle, at the crossroads of your life. Because this is the reason why you're in this physical planet, not to just be all spirit or just all physical. The in between. That's really what the whole premise of this exercise is, to be on this assessment platform known as Revelation Earth. You're here to enjoy everything, but also you're here to learn from it, but not become it. See, this is where people always run into some inherent dilemmas, that they wind up absorbing and assimilating these things instead of assessing them and observing. So instead of being a conscientious observer, you're now an active participant and a willing contributor, which causes you to become that. What you're supposed to just be studying these things, to experience it like, wow, that's really cool. Like you go to a movie, you have a great time, great experience, and then you move on to something else. You don't actually become the characters in the film and carry that alternate identity with you for the rest of your life. That's not healthy. So you have to create a common ground. And this way, there's a place where your lower self is what you use to plug into the matrix, and your higher self is consciousness. You create that middle area where consciousness merges with matter. That is alchemy. And this way you're creating balance instead of trying to find it. And everything will be perfectly aligned, and you will find that you'll become vibrationally equivalent to the process of you being conducive to receiving things with the proper equilibrium, harmony, symmetry, proportion. And you don't have to force things to happen in that state, that middle ground, because now you're taking portions from the lower self and utilizing them to your benefit, not just getting stuck down there, believing all of this stuff and letting them control you. You're actually still remaining as consciousness, but allowing yourself to experience these things. See, your higher self, I've said before, is that portion of your soul that consciously chose to not incarnate in human form, thusly not be subjected to what you go through every day. It basically is that portion of your soul that has that strategically advantageous point, like on top of the mountain, looking down in the valley, as opposed to where you are in the valley and you can't see very far ahead of yourself. This is the reason why Source refuses to give up on you, because Source sees in you an unlimited potential that you fail to recognize within yourself because you're blinded with your belief system. That puts the blinders over your metaphysical eyes as well as your physical eyes, because it's telling you, okay, we're going to look that way, and all you are permitted to see is what I tell you see. And they do this all the time. When people see Sasquatch or extraterrestrials, the government always explains it away as, oh no, that was swamp gas, weather balloon, reflection of Jupiter or Venus, whatever kind of nonsense they can come up with. Only now are they starting to leak it out. Oh, well, extraterrestrials did exist, but it's ridiculous. So this way you are now experiencing the Matrix as your playground, not as its slave. At the same time, you are maintaining your spiritual integrity as far as remaining into your higher self, and that's proper balance. That's like that middle ground. You have to meet yourself in the middle, because you are a multifaceted soul. It isn't just one soul in just one place at one time. Your soul is omnipotent. It is ubiquitous. It is omnipresent. It is omniscient. Your soul is everywhere at the same time. So when you can create that balance that allows you to have that middle ground where you can meet at the crossroads of your own journey, that middle area, meeting in the middle, so to speak, and that middle is alchemy, that's when you really have things pretty much nailed down. So now you're like, okay, I know it's an illusion, but I'm going to enjoy the illusion. You're not buying into it like, oh my God, this is the only life there is. I'm dead if I don't have this. Or if this doesn't come in, I'm just finished. You're not existing in that character, that role, that vacuum. You realize that I'm a higher being than this. This is not real, but I'm going to enjoy it like you're sitting in a movie. When the movie's over, your life doesn't come to an end because you're not thoroughly immersed in it so much that you think you're one of the characters. And when that movie starts to spin the credits, you're like, oh my God, that's it. That's it. The lights out for me. You're not doing that. That's how you have to be with this. You can't take it serious enough to think that this is all there is. And, everything that you see in the physical is the only thing there is, because it's not. It's just a game. It's a video game that you should be enjoying, and then move on to something else when you leave this place. Hopefully that you don't have to come back.